Chapter 13 of Kagurabachi was super interesting, if you guys want my opinion, you know what I mean? Because it introduced a few interesting scenarios where I was like, I wonder if this is the case, and I was glad because I really like Sojo. I like what Sojo means to Chihiro. I like how they are polar opposites, and depending on how you view what a mystic katana is, the results may vary, which brings me to what this chapter really entails. I'm going to jump straight to the end because I feel like this is the most important aspect of this, and Kunishige puts it as a true realm beyond the theoretical, right? Meaning like it's beyond logic, and that it can completely transform based on the holder. So while we know that Sojo can adapt on the fly, he's never gonna ascend to the level of those who used it before him. You know what I mean? The people who completely mastered these blades. That's what I'm getting at. Because if you really think about it, right, these things were used to put an end to the war. Just think about this theoretically, I should say, right? Even though that's the complete antithesis of what this should be. Think about this theoretically. These blades were so strong, and the people who used them were so strong that they were enough to put an end to the war. So don't you think that if somebody who was truly gifted in this aspect got their hands on the blade, that they would be sending actual assassins after him? You know what I mean? Like people to really stop him. And then think about it from the aspect of Chihiro. It should come across as Chihiro understands that Sojo doesn't really understand the enchanted katana. So that should come across to us as our anti-cloud gouger crew should be safe. And to add to my already idea of nobody potentially dying here, when you look at the plan and you look at what the blade did to Chihiro, I don't believe that he is fully battle tested like we think he is. Obviously he's still young. Obviously he's still in his training phase. So with that in mind, you would hope that the anti-cloud gouger crew are completely battle tested because they are the elites. They are some of the elites. We won't say they are the elite of the elites because obviously that's where Mr. Azami and Mr. Shiba come into play, right? Like those are people who are on a different level, so much so that Sojo had to run away. You guys remember that? I hope you guys remember that because that's important. So when we think about it, this entire plan was supposed to really take Sojo down in one fell swoop, right? It was supposed to be the surefire strategy. And I like the idea, right? Because if you think about it in a Pokemon aspect, I always use Pokemon aspect when it comes to like elements, right? So lightning isn't going to be able to do anything with ground. And that's why this crew was put together, because if you look at all of their techniques, they are able to deal with this. But in all seriousness, I do fear what Sojo can unlock, because whenever we see somebody like this in Shonen, right, it's like their natural God-given talents help them out more in this situation than it would hurt them. We always see people like this, and their downfall is always that they get too cocky. They get too arrogant in thinking, you guys are never gonna be able to beat me because my natural talent is through the roof, so I don't really have to be afraid of y'all. And you guys always know how that ends, right? The hard work plus talent outbeats talent who don't work hard. And that's how I'm looking at this entire situation, you know what I mean? Like these guys are putting themselves through the ringer, no pun intended, because I'm pretty sure that getting shocked like this, they can hear the ringing in their ears. They are putting themselves through the ringer just to neutralize him. To me, I don't think they're really trying to kill him. It's as if they're trying to neutralize him, because if you go back to the beginning and you listen to what Captain Hagiwara said, right? You guys remember what he said? We're just going to focus on this point right here, right? The higher ups don't think killing Sojo will be enough for this. So it's like we're not really trying to kill him. We're just trying to neutralize him so that way we could get a little more information out of this, because obviously we understand that Sojo has reign over the underground pretty much, and if we are able to at least get an ounce of information out of this whole thing, we'll be fine. That's why this whole situation is intriguing, because it's a tale of two perspectives. We look at Chihiro and Sojo. I'm super excited for next chapter, bro. I want to see how they're going to explain insane, surpassing the limitations, right? That the Datenseki can essentially transform based on its holder. What superpower are you gonna give Chihiro and Sojo for this entire situation? So what this really means in simplistic terms is Chihiro is gonna be in the hospital again. His right arm is already shattered, or is it his left arm? It's one of the two, right? And here we are about to surpass his limits. And then we got Sojo on the other hand, who is just looking for more power. You're gonna turn him into lightning itself. I can see it, bro. He is a walking storm. He is a walking disaster. What do you guys think is gonna happen? What do you guys think is going to happen in this upcoming chapter? Because again, I'm not expecting the worst, but I'm hoping for the best in this situation. I just think it's going to be a really interesting, like, I don't want to say awakening, but I guess that's like one of the only words that I can use for this situation. Is like, it's gonna be a really interesting awakening situation, because Chihiro has to surpass his like ruined body. Like I said, bro, he's in tatters. He has to surpass that. And Sojo, on the other hand, has to surpass the sword itself, because he won't understand it. He doesn't understand Chihiro, so he has to erase all logic. That's what's scary about this. We are about to see some diabolical shit, man. We are about to see some diabolical ass shit. And just between you and me, I'm here for it. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys thought about this chapter down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, it was more action than anything. These were some of the most, like, I didn't even get to one of the most important things. They're fighting in the sky. They're fighting in the sky. Bro, what? That was one of the things that I forgot to bring up. Holy crap, how did I forget to bring that up? That was probably the most hype part about this whole thing, though. I'm so mad that I went straight to the end just to try to talk about like the stuff that was very thought-provoking and mind-blowing and stuff like that, right? That I didn't even talk about something that was insanely insane, and it's the fact that they're fighting in the sky. They're fighting in the sky, bro. That's crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. I colored this image with that idea in mind to talk about it. Bro, they're fighting in the sky. They did this just so that way nobody could get hurt. How did I forget to put this in? What am I even thinking about? What am I talking about? I always gotta talk about the hype shit, man. This chapter was sick. The battle scenes were sick. Just showcasing the teamwork, right? The camaraderie, the funny moments in the bathroom. How do I forget to talk about all this cool ass shit? Bro, they were fighting in the sky. I don't know how many times like I need to reiterate that. That shit was really sick, right? And it looked like they were having fun too. That's one of the most important aspects of this. Sojo looked like he was having fun figuring out Cloud Gouger. Even Captain Hagiwara, as scared as he may have been, looked like he was having fun in this panel. You know what I mean? I thought it was really cool. And then not to mention, you know, Chihiro infiltrating the base, and he has to kill these two weirdos, which I think he's gonna do it with ease. And then he's gonna find Char, and obviously we're gonna make it out home free, right? Man, how did I forget to talk about all this shit when I was so, it's because I was so transfixed on trying to be cool, right? Like trying to sound like I said, thought-provoking, bro. Man, fuck that. This shit was sick, son. This shit was so sick. Do you see how I completely changed up from the beginning of this to this part right here? Dude, it was so sick. It's so sick. This manga is so sick. It's setting up for so much. Chihiro and Sojo are pretty much on the same path, but doing different things. And we said this before. Dude, I've said this in multiple videos. Ever since Sojo was introduced, I've said it. You can go back, check the tapes if you want to. I've already said all this shit. So can't nobody say that they said this shit before me. I'm telling you, it was all obvious. And shout out to DomoSenpai for writing such a fantastic story so far and setting up for cool things to come, right? Foreshadowing a lot of great things to come. Like I said, man, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. The subscribe thing should have already popped up. Thank y'all for supporting me and supporting Kagurabachi. I'm grateful to have people like you guys supporting me and continuously coming back to the channel. You know what I mean? It really means a lot. But anyways, I gotta get to editing this video, man. I hope you guys enjoy. Leave your thoughts and everything down below. And with that being said, man, it's your boy DomoSenpai, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.